So we're ready to go ahead and do our code. And you can see I've just taken everything and I've done the normal thing that you will normally see. And that is I have my var. This is input, assignment, and then the result of calculation. So that's my blank places in memory. Oh, oh. I'm going to put error flag in here because I know I'm going to need it. And there's all the rates. I have my two inputs, and then I have my math and my output. So now I'm ready to go ahead and start coding the rest. So I need to do these if else's, but again, we're going to be using switch for that. So it'll be switch, open and close parentheses, start brace, start switch, and then end switch. All right, so that's how we started out. We want to compare tube type because you can see tube type is what we're comparing. Control C, Control V. And now we can start our cases. So the cases is going to be like this. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Control C. Let's see. Control V. So our first one is going to be case, plastic, colon. Okay, remember you got to do that. Semicolon at the end of this. At the end of this, we do break. And we're done with our first case. And we have our start switch and end switch. So let's go ahead and test this to see if plastic 10 feet will work. Plastic 10, and it's $3. So that's working. All right, so then what we want to do is copy this, Control C, Control V, and then just change what we need to change. And that is PVC, Control C, Control V. That's also going to be my default, so I might as well paste it in here. And then my PVC rate, you can see that's a small PVC, so I'll just copy and paste it. For the rest of them, I won't have to do a separate one like that. And now I can go ahead and test it with PVC. PVC 10, and you can see that it's working. So that's all you do. You just keep on working your way down. I have put it down here to save myself some time. Let me go ahead and I'm going to fill up the rest because so it's not a 20-minute. So the rest of it goes the same way as this. So I would keep working my way down, testing each one of these by copying and pasting it up into there. And then the last thing we need to do is default, and that's our error checking and error trapping from our flow chart. So that's this part right here. We use the keyword default, colon, not case default, just default. And then we put this you typed joined with what they typed in, joined with the rest of what they should have typed in. And then an error flag equals 1. Notice we have error flag equals 0 up here. It's very important that that is there, or we're going to end up having an error. All right, if we wish to test it again, making sure we haven't broke it, let's do gold and 10. So it works. And then we could say dog 10. Whoops. And it says, oh, we made a mistake, and then it gives us crap at the end. All right, so we don't want that. So we've been able to check for an error, and it lets us know an error has occurred. Now we want to trap it, and we're going to do that at the after the switch. We're going to say that if, and I should be error flag equals Control C, Control V. If it equals 0, and remember, we're going to have a problem if we don't put equal because this is JavaScript. Start errors. And then since I started my errors, oh, no errors. Start, no errors. Then I'm going to come down here after this is over, and this is going to be stop, no errors. And then I'm going to have an else, brace, start, errors, and then a close brace, stop, errors. So if I go ahead and type all that in, then I know I'm okay. So if no errors occur, we're going to do the normal thing. Other than that, we're going to do this. So what I'm going to do is, it's such a pain in the neck to copy so long, I'll copy all this back this way without the alert. Control C. And then in here, too much. I'll do document.write and then paste it in. All right, so it's going to be the same thing as that, except it's going to be on the page and left there. I don't need any BRs because it's the only thing that's going to be on the page. Can't think of anything. Oh, what else do we need to do? Well, let's got a few minutes left. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So I'll preview it. Let's do bronze 10. Okay, so I haven't broken it yet. Everything is working. And then I do dog. It asked me 10. That's an irritating thing because an error has occurred. I don't know it yet, but it has. And we get that, and we get that. So the last thing we want to do is we don't want to ask this question because so I'm going to just go ahead and copy it, and then I'm going to comment it out. That should be right here. And fortuitously, I have a space for it. All right, I'm not using number of feet until here inside my error flag. So if I have an input that's not used until it's inside the error flag region, I'm not going to ask that question because I don't want to irritate my user until after that is done. Now, if we were using number of feet in here, then I couldn't bring it back down. So let's go ahead and see how this works. Dog. Doesn't ask me how many feet, and boom, there we go. All right, so that's how we do the error flag, stopping it and starting it. You should do it in this order. Again, build and test. Then build your default and test it. Then build your error flag. First starting with putting everything inside the error flag here, and then adding what happens if an error has occurred. So this is the way to do it. Build and test. Make sure that you're doing the build and test methodology, or it's going to be very frustrating for you as you try to chase down your errors. All right, on to the next problem.